CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
My name is Tempestia.
One of our guards is dead.
This isn't about what's best for us. It's about what's best for the DFS.
We don't have time for your bullshit right now.
Grabs him beneath the arm and kind of holds him into a lock and puts a pistol against his chin.
I'm immediately going to turn this from a firefight into a debate. She's been trying to win over the hearts and minds of the people of Hestiel, and evidently that has not been working.
The people you're in the room with are here to buy time for their people elsewhere in the building to obtain data on the DFS squads in Hestiel.
Dr. Kane is going to call out, Gishlak, Zendre, you deal with the Chameleon Rangers here. Fishy, Red, you're coming with me. And I think she's going to try and leave to deal with some stuff.
All right.
No, if that doesn't sound like a fun configuration, I can walk that back too.
I'm still here occupying them. I will keep trying to talk their ear off. Try to pull them into the marketplace of ideas.
This sounds like a great idea to me.
Great. I figured it was worth it to have somebody who was competent here, so...
And I don't think Zendre is going anywhere with his hold on Captain Smoke.
Exactly.
He does chime in. When you say deal with...
This is one squad out of several infiltrating us right now. We're going to have to split up if we want to address everything all at the same time.
All right. And this guy stays alive?
Well, if we kill him, we're no better than them.
Yeah, several blinks. We're on camera, Zandre.
Right. And he engages the safety on the gun.
Should we maybe bind up the captain before we leave the room? Would that maybe be a good idea?
Do you want to spend load on that?
Yeah, I could do that.
So, are you the soldier?
Oh, I'm not the soldier. Do we have a soldier?
Soldier is the only playbook that has access to restraints.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
Oh, well, as the rookie, I have 2 blank slots in my tools.
I think everyone has those blank slots.
Yeah, the rookie does not have any specialist gear.
Oh, well, could it be improvised restraints?
If someone wants to declare climbing gear, that would reasonably include ropes, but I gotta ask why the hell you're bringing climbing gear.
Did anyone bring 50 feet of rope to the Senate meeting?
Every day? No, we'd have to drag them outside and find a body of the first security officer and take their handcuffs.
Yeah, and I think that might be too much of a...
I have a different way we can try to play this.
Please.
Okay. Captain Smoke and your comrades, I understand. You have grievances. We all have grievances. This is war. But if we fight this war here with weapons, it's not going to end well for any of us. Look, you'll probably kill me. I don't know about my comrades. They might be better with weaponry than me, but... yeah, I'll probably die, and congratulations, you'll have killed one middle-aged political talking head. Great job. Or, you can take advantage of the fact that right now you're in the center of the halls of power. You can make your voice heard right now. I will treat you with dignity and respect if you do the same for me, and we can make our positions clear. The people of the DFS know how to listen. You just have to raise your voice.
Okay, that sounds... What do you want to roll for that?
I think this is sway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help.
How are you helping, Fishy?
We're replaceable. That's the magic of democracy. By this time tomorrow, they'll be putting someone else in our seats.
Okay, how many connections do you have with Gishlak?
3.
Mark 3 stress.
What is the position and effect right now?
This would have been it would have been risky, no effect. Captain Smoke is not here to debate you.
Absolutely.
So with the assist, it is now controlled, limited, and an extra die.
All right, so that's 2 dice. Let's see, I don't think I need to use the Speak Softly here. So yeah, so it's just 2 dice. Let's roll them.
You can push yourself.
I'm tempted. I kind of want to hang on to stress for resisting consequences.
Sure.
All right, that's a 2 and a 1. That feels fair.
Oh, man.
All right, with a controlled roll, when you completely beef it, you have 2 options. You can decide to back off as you see that your tact isn't working, or you can try a different action to try and get the same results, or you can do the same thing from a risky position and try again. But you have to, a worse position, which in this case, no, it's just from a risky position, which you are at naturally. So, how would this work? I guess I would say you would have to be at a desperate position to try again.
Yeah. I feel like I can try something else here, but if we want to go somewhere else for a minute, as I prattle on and they're like, no, screw you.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right call.
Sure.
Gishlak continues to talk at them.
I guess I don't know, because part of the goal here is to just like buy time for the rest of the group to actually leave.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, with a failure here, would that time have been bought?
No. Failure means you do not succeed at what you were trying to accomplish.
All right, in that case, I'll say, okay, not a talker, I see. This is a terrible idea. Don't let me do this. Fine, you want to fight this out? You want to express yourself without words? Fine. But let's do this honorably. Let's do this as adults in a place of dignity. No lethal weaponry.
If you were to play your character, I swear to God.
I know what I'm doing right now. I'm aware of how terrible all of my ideas are.
I'm loving it. I'm here for it.
This is Sway again?
Yeah, this is Sway.
Okay, this will be Desperate No Effect, again, as base.
To be clear, are you challenging him to a one-on-one fight?
Fist fight?
Yeah, a one-on-one fist fight.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Again, anime rules.
Yeah, carry on.
All right, let's see. I will push myself to go up to limited effect. So that would put me at 2 dice. Or, no, 1 dice. Desperate, limited. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not helping this time. Sorry.
No. Absolutely. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Let's roll 1 dice. What's the saying? Drive your character like a stolen car?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's a 2.
Alright, so this is
mark
going to be split
experience.
into 2 consequences.
Alright.
The first consequence is the obtained data clock is ticked 2 more times.
Alright.
Because you have been just talking at them. Like, they are here to buy time, and you have been doing their job for them.
Yep, I sure have.
And then the other thing is that Blue Sky is going to lose 1 trust with DFS as you make an ass out of yourself on TV.
Absolutely. I'm not going to resist either of those.
To resist.
Or go ahead.
I can resist the obtained data one.
Yeah.
Or I can
that would
try
be
at
great.
least.
And how are you doing that, Dr. Kane?
If I am still connected to the intranet for the university building, I wonder if I can try and intercept these packets.
You're going to counter hack.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, alright, that'll be resolve resist.
Alright, I'll roll 2D. No stress.
Incredible.
5 and a
Let's
6.
go.
Alright. So, your counter hacking is effective. Blue Sky are looking like fools because of their rep.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, you also have 3 gunmen pointing submachine guns at you.
I'm not worried about them.
I think I shout, play the clip.
Oh. Red?
Huh.
They have a right to know.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. Folks, you're fighting for a cause that I don't know if you know, but no, hang on. Let me really think about this, because I don't know if Red would give that up quite so quickly. Particularly knowing what the doctor said about the fact that we need to go do the other thing.
Yeah.
How do I communicate non-verbally to Red?
Send a text message.
Sign language.
Yeah, maybe like the military sign for make a distraction.
Sure.
And then taps ears.
Yeah, maybe Red doesn't say anything. Maybe Red just still has the... No, yeah. Can Red still have the remote for the videos in his hand?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think without even saying anything, just counting on the fact that it's Tempestia hits play and plays the video.
All right.
And now all of a sudden the room is filled with this Jovangellian hero communicating with the DFS.
What would this roll be? I think this would be a fortune roll. Well,
it's sort of a setup action for us to prowl out of here.
That was kind of my thought.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
That's a good point. What do you want to roll for this then, Red?
Well, if I'm being honest to the fiction, which I suppose that I should do, hitting, and as someone who has already activated a remote device, the soldiers are probably on guard for me drawing another small remote control and hitting a button. So it's probably another finesse roll.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So this will be risky standard.
Okay. Fishy, do you want to help?
I was thinking I was going to lead the group prowl.
That's fair. Yeah. Austin, do you have a collateral die for me?
Tick tock, tick tock.
What's it currently at?
2 of 6.
2 of 6? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. So that puts me at 2d6 risky standard. Is that correct?
Yep.
I'll trade position for effect.
Desperate great.
Desperate great. And I'll also push myself. Red just sort of like drawing the... Oh, I put that on Gishlak. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Red can spend stress on other pilots. Red drawing the remote control and sort of closing his eyes, sort of mentally apologizing as he hits play. 3d6. Desperate great. 2, 4, 6.
Oh.
Boom!
Wow. So, you press the well, you tell me what happens.
I hit the button, and the exact same video that was playing before with Tempestia's calm, measured, but no less imperial voice starts playing throughout the room as if she was giving a speech in the halls of the Empire.
Yeah. Is it just the audio, or have you, is the video going too? I'm just wondering if, the lights dim automatically as you hit play.
I bet we get a flashback to Red in the room 3 hours earlier, making sure that all of the lighting worked correctly, setting up as you do when you have to give a big video presentation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the video that we have is pretty similar. I think Red wanted to make sure that the video communicated exactly what was going on without any kind of confusion, and so it not only has Tempestia's full title, but it has the commonly used DFS portrait for her.
Okay, yeah. Lights dim, the video begins playing, and there is a couple seconds of confusion as the with both the change in lighting, the projectors coming on, those combined probably mess them up with any night vision goggles or equipment they may or may not have. Their attention is drawn to the screen, both from a sudden change in environment way, and then it's held there by this person who is revered, not just within the Empire, but especially locally, and who they may or may not have had prior dealings with. And what she's saying about teaming up with the DFS is certainly going to evoke a lot of emotions from these diehards. So yeah, you've got these few moments of distraction because these people are professionals. They are not they will be distracted, but it will not last long, even as they ponder what they hear as the video plays on. So, Fishy, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna grab Gishlak and go this way, hoping Red understands.
Out the back left door.
Oh yes, yeah. Grabbing the doctor's elbow as I go.
And where are you two heading?
We wanted to split up for a reason before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You wanted to go towards the hangars, right?
Yes.
Is that still the case after the doctor revealed that they have other people here?
I think we want to go to the server room
I think what Austin has said previously is that they were using our terminals.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we can turn off the servers,
Sure.
would that turn off... I don't know how IT works.
It would isolate the files to whatever was on the individual terminals. So it would delay them at worst, and at best, if they still completed the clock, they would get less information because they would only have like whatever Gishlak had about Blue Sky, whatever Fishy had about Terminal Company, as opposed to what like the DFS has on those squads.
Okay.
Right? Like Red doesn't have an office. They aren't going to get anything from Pizza if you take out the server. But if you don't, then they could get stuff on Pizza, like just as an example.
Mm-hmm. So that's still worthwhile then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's still worthwhile.
So Fishy and Gishlak are heading to the server room, and Dr. Kane and...
If Gishlak comes with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, the lights dim, they realize that none of their spiel was working. It doesn't actually work on, like, a trained soldier.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, fine, let's go. Plan B.
Yeah. And then, Red, do you want to try and go to Dr. Kane's office?
Absolutely.
Rip to Zendre.
Does Zendre want to try and sneak out too? It's just like he's in a little bit more of a harder to get out spot.
We got a 6 on a great result. Does that buy enough of an opening for Zendre to get out as well?
Zendre, like, anyone can try and get out, right? Y'all will have... So, okay, here's what I think these prowls will break down as. Red and Dr. Kane will be at controlled, because it's just the two of them. Fishy and Gishlak are going to be at risky, because of the fact that Gishlak's aides are going with them. And, you know, they see Gishlak going and they're like, oh, it's time to skedaddle. Also, Fishy has... What's your aide's name?
Louis Balalaika. Corporal Louis Balalaika.
Yeah, so the corporal's going with them as well. So they've got, like, a full group. And then Zandre is going to be at risky as well, but for different reasons, right? Most of the attention was already on Zandre and Captain Smoke. And now Zandre is either trying to throw Captain Smoke to the ground and book it, or is dragging Captain Smoke along with him.
I think we should bring him with.
Yeah, so it'll be risky for two of these groups. And, well, I say groups, but Zandre is going to be acting alone. Because these are all going to be separate actions, to be clear. This is not like y'all are going different places.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm guessing Dr. Kane and Red are going out the left side stage door, and Zandre is going to go out the right side stage door. Is that fair to say?
That.
Yep. What if you left the aides here?
Rip the aides, I guess.
And
right,
-2 from the DFS again? Abandoned your aides?
You can get that back.
Yeah, no, Bookman and Ariel are coming with me.
Okay.
Yeah, like they are following their own cognizance to come with you as a group, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could try and tell them to stay, but they're interns. They're literally not getting paid.
They're getting paid in experience.
Oh, no.
Yeah, hell of an experience.
Yeah, right?
This is great visibility.
So, Fishy, it sounds like you are leading Gishlak in your group, and Dr. Kane is leading Red, and Zandre is just doing a roll on his own. Well, sort of on his own. This is going to be standard effect for all of you.
Yeah.
I guess everybody roll Prowl. So everybody put your dice next to your token when you pull them out.
Right, so this will be a group action between me and Fishy, right?
Yep.
And neither of
Hey,
us
Fishy,
have
do you
dice
have
in
any
this.
prowl?
Nope. We're gonna fail, but that's okay.
Let's see. Well, I could push myself and at least roll a single dice instead of 2 take the worst.
I am going to push myself to roll a single die.
I think this does feel like Gishlak pushing themselves here.
I guess I could spend beginner's luck.
That's true, you could.
Do I do that before or after I roll?
What does the ability say?
Yeah, have we heard what Fishy's playbook is?
Oh, I'm the rookie, of course. Beginner's luck. Spend your spark to change your die result into a 4.
Okay, yeah, it can be rolled afterwards.
Okay.
Or spent afterwards, I mean.
Okay, I'm just rolling it straight.
All right.
Right.
It's a 5 from me and a 4 from Red. Gishlak got a 4. Fishy got a 3.
I got a
Or
2.
Fishy got a 2,
Oh, a 2.
because they're alone with 0.
Wow. And Zandre got a 6.
Ninja.
Legislature Venice!
Smoke bomb.
I mean, the fun thing about this is that Zandre chose the one door that, like, doesn't really have a chameleon ranger near it, especially. So I guess that's one way to explain why he got a 6. So what does this look like, Zendre, as you drag Captain Smoke out of the main hall?
I think through it all, Zandre's been keeping his eyes open, kind of reading the situation on both sides, kind of like wondering which way the wind's going to blow here, and whether or not he should act and when he should act. And as soon as Red goes for the remote, he kind of like makes his exit. He kind of times his exit as soon as the lights go down, grabs Smoke, ducks behind a row of seats, kind of urges him along to move, and he's out the door, like, undetected.
Fishy, are you going to spend that spark, or are you going to take the 1 stress?
I'll take the 1 stress. I feel like the spark is more useful later.
Yeah, that's fair. So what does it look like as the two of you escape out this back left door? Well, with your aides.
So one time in summer camp, we played Capture the Flag at night, and it was in tall grass. The counselors did a bunch of exercises to teach us like how to gorilla walk versus fox walk, and how to like walk in a straight line to sound quieter, because, you know, in tall grass, if only one person is putting the grass down, it's much quieter than like 3 people side by side. And then when it came to the actual game, nobody used any of it. We all just like were running through the grass sounding as loud as possible. No discipline whatsoever. And I think that's what's happening here.
Fishy just forgetting his basic training regarding stealth, effectively.
Yeah, just gotta get out of here as fast as possible. Maybe reliving a little bit of what brought him here.
And so why is it that Gishlak is the one who gets you out successfully? This is addressed to both of you.
It's the fact that we have those 2 aides with us, or kind of like maybe a little bit less shocked even than Fishy here. Like, keeping it a little bit more together, and they're able to, like, no, this way. One of them, like, throws a notepad in the dim light as a brief distraction. You know, classic Hitman move.
Okay. I'll tell you about your consequence later. Keeping it in my back pocket for the moment.
Ooh, fun.
Red and Dr. Kane, what does it look like as the two of you get out this front left door? This stage left door?
Yeah, the door was already open, right?
Yep.
Dr. Kane ducks low a little bit, just to remain out of eyesight and out of like line of sight between the guard who's standing there and the actual projector screen. And just as she's going by, like nudges this guard in the back of the knee so that he falls over, or that they fall over, giving them the opportunity to get out.
All right. The consequence is that you do knock that guard over as the two of you rush through.
Uh-huh.
But that guard is a professional. Chameleon Rangers, they're tier
definitely.
3, if I recall correctly.
Yikes.
So even with his knee knocked out from under him, he raises his submachine gun and sprays you both down for 2 harm.
So that's a 2 harm for both of us?
Yeah, both of you are going to take the level 2 harm. Perforated is a bit strong.
But a classic, though.
But a classic, yeah. We'll just go with that. Level 2 harm perforated for both of you.
Here's a question.
Yep.
Can I resist Dr. Kane's harm by putting myself in between myself and the soldier?
Yep, absolutely. Doing the protect action allows you to take on the harm or consequence on someone else's behalf, and then you can choose to resist it as normal if you so decide.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Don't you have, like, infinite stress right now, though?
Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Okay, I trust you.
Okay, so you have 2 separate instances of level 2 harm. Perforated and more perforated.
Okay. I will take both just as is. So I have 2 level 2 harms.
Okay, so that'll be minus 2 die to any roll where those are relevant, which probably going to be a lot of rolls.
Well, here's the thing. I have tough as nails. Penalties from harm are 1 level less severe.
Awesome. So it'll just be double lowered effect instead.
It is, yes.
Red lipping out of the hall. I love it when a plan comes together.
I love it even more because I also have cool under pressure. When you take harm, heal stress equal to the level of that harm. I heal 4 stress.
How many abilities do you have?
I'm an old man who is full of bullets.
He got his iron supplement for the day.
Okay. This is cute, but the smart thing to do here might be to declare some armor.
Do you have the load left for it?
I have exactly enough to declare 1 thing of armor.
Okay, do you? It'll get rid of one of your harms.
It'll just completely remove it?
Yeah.
In that case, no, I'm not going to do that. I need this stress heal. If it had reduced it to level 1, I might have decided to do it, but no, I'm filling up on bullets.
Yeah, I usually play that resists, whether from armor or rolling, lowers consequence by 2 stages.
That's reasonable.
I have 0 load inherent armor, so I was totally going to resist that with armor, but I'm glad you got some reduced stress out of that.
Protect the medic. That's my job.
Oh, that is something we should have done at loadout, is have you, Dr. Kane, declare what your internal mechanism is for the mission.
Oh, it's lifelike appearance.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right. I'm glad you're using that piece of specialist gear exactly as intended.
Just to, casually reveal I was a robot the entire time, just during a session randomly.
If any one of us was going to be...
I feel like it is me, right?
Yeah.
I'm with the robot people.
I think so.
I'm just still laughing at going into this session with all these pretty, self-serving plans. Like, you saw why I changed my drive to. And then switching over to my playbook, oh yeah, I'm the hero.
The
That's
hero.
so funny.
Look, the hero can represent a cause, is about representing a cause. What that cause is can vary wildly.
I was going to ask, is the cause the DFS, or is the cause Gishlak getting into Calazar?
The cause might be Calazar.
Yeah.
Gishlak, in their heart, wants to be the kid where they have the power of anime and democracy on their side.
Oh.
Disgusting.
I hope by the end of this session, Gishlak learns the, it's a poetic way to say this.
I hope Gishlak gets everything they deserve.
Rough.
I hope that they get to become the martyr they always wanted to be. I didn't even take the martyr move.
The full force of the state of nature.
Yes, well said. I will say, I think Fishy being the rookie and not a soldier is the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
He was only fighting for 6 months before getting elected?
Yeah, that makes sense. Every bit of it makes sense. It was just a surprise.
I will say, if Gishlak dies here, that is going to make for a wild ending to the epic fandom drama write-up on the whole Gishlak Nil fanfic writer.
You're going to get so many fan sites dedicated to you.
So, the 5 of you, along with those you have dragged along, have fled the main hall of the legislature. Gishlak and Fishy are headed to the server room. Dr. Kane and Red... Oh yeah, and Gishlak and Fishy are accompanied by their aides. Red, very wounded, is headed to Dr. Kane's office. And where is Zendre going with Captain Smoke? You were the only one who didn't really have a clear place you were headed, just out.
I think it would probably be more beneficial to swap out Captain Smoke for our speaker.
Yeah, sure. I'll allow that. That's fine. How do you carry the unconscious Fabrizio with you?
Probably over his back, fireman carrying.
Yep. So yeah, you get out with Fabrizio, and where are the 2 of you headed?
Zendre wants to try and reach an outside line to call in backup.
Okay, where are you going to look for that?
Well, if the internal communications are scrambled, I have 2 ideas. One is flee the building and, look for a landline or some other sort of communications device. The other one is that, much to my own detriment, because, we all like to make problems for ourselves, Zendre has a smartphone, but, he left it in his office.
Okay.
How polite.
So which of those do you want to do? Because those are going to be different roles, right? One of them is looking for something, and one of them is going to a place.
I'm going to try and get back to my office.
So what do you want to roll for that?
I could roll Prowl again.
That is the skill for getting places for the most part, unless there's a sort of different tact you want to take.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so it's probably just going to have to be another Prowl roll.
Okay, well, you're in a controlled position now because you no longer have soldiers breathing down your neck. And you know where your office is, so that's great, I would say. So controlled great, Prowl.
Okay. It's a 5.
Alright, a 5. So what does this look like as you reach your office?
He's got Fabrizio Katana, fireman carrying, and he's It's kind of awkward because he's got like one arm carrying the guy and the other arm is like holding the pistol just in case anybody pops out. He's keeping his eyes open. He's keeping his head down. Not really saying anything to himself though. Okay, no, I think he's muttering things like, just gotta turn a corner here. Just gotta 1 foot at a time. Moving up against the walls and peeking around corners. Being very delicate about it.
So you get to your office, you get inside. What do you do with Fabrizio? Do you lay them down in a chair? Or do you carry them over to your desk?
Yeah, I sit him down in a chair. Fix up his outfit a little bit.
So they slump into the chair as you put them down. You go over to your desk to get your phone. That's the plan?
Yep.
Yeah, so you go over to your desk, and as you reach for the drawer, you realize that your terminal is on and unlocked, and there's some kind of program running on it. And you are now in a risky position. You are not alone.
Uh-oh.
Let's cut over to Gishlak, Fishy, and the aides. So the two of you are going to the server room, right?
Correct.
Yep.
And do either of you know where it is? That sounds like a no. What do you want to roll to find out where the server room is? This will be...
Actually, I could justify knowing where it is with a flashback.
Yeah, sure. That'll be a 1 stress flashback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is a flashback of Gishlak accidentally posted something from the wrong account. Like they made a post on like the official Gishlak Dill social media account when it was supposed to be on one of their alts. And they had to go find an IT guy to go like, hey, how do I get this off of like the record? And ended up like having to kind of butter that person up and ended up spending a little bit of time with them and ended up kind of seeing what their whole workspace is like. So that's when they saw where the server room is.
I think that's a role for your past.
Absolutely.
Because so much of you as a person is based on your reputation.
That'd be consort, yeah?
Yeah, consort sounds good. This will be, controlled standard.
All right. Controlled standard. I'm not pushing myself here. 2 dice. There's a 6.
Nice.
So you recall exactly where the IT room is, the server room is. So you lead the way. It's somewhere in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 5 of you go down the stairs.
Wait, who's the 5th? I thought I had 2 aides.
Does
Zendre have an aide here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The corporal.
We have all 3 of the interns, okay.
Yep.
Corporal Louis is not an intern.
Oh, corporal, sorry.
He's a big, tall, ugly fucker.
God damn.
The 5 of you get down to the server room, and you are confronted by 2 problems when you get there. The first problem is that the IT room is locked. Like, there's the IT help desk that you can see, right? It's open, there is an IT person there, but, like, actual access to the servers is locked. This person, is bored. They're actually... No, they would have noticed that internal communications are down. They are not at the help desk, actually. Come to think of it. They are probably some... You can hear someone rooting around in the back, but they are not, like, easily visible or, someone who you can easily talk to, because they are off trying to figure out whatever the problem is with the internal communications of the building. Or possibly wider. They don't know, because they can't call anyone and ask. So what's your reactions to this fact?
Knock on the door or bang on the door, maybe?
Yeah, and Gishlak?
Let's see. Seeing that, Fishy's taking the lead here, I am just kind of looking behind us, trying to catch any, bits of movement. I'm like, okay, there's probably more close people around.
You look behind you, and you look down the barrel of a pistol. What were your aides' names again?
Ariel and Bookman.
Oh, no.
Ariel has a pistol pointed right in your face, and Bookman has...
You said you didn't have a gun!
And Bookman has one pressed into the spine of the corporal. Actually, no. Bookman wouldn't have it pressed into the spine of the corporal. Bookman has it pressed into the, base of the neck of the corporal. Because Bookman suspects the corporal probably has on body armor. And now the 2 of you are in a risky position.
I turn around and I look at the situation and I say, what the fuck?
And Ariel says, I lied, Gishlak.
Well, yeah, that's obvious now. This is going to look really bad on your report. Gishlak is, kind of half joking here, trying to break the tension of the mood a little bit. Come on, we We've seen enough guns today. What do you want, kids?
What are you trying to do here?
What do Ariel and Bookman look like, PB?
Let's see. We will say that Ariel is pretty short, like maybe 4'11", 4'10", dressed very, very professionally in like relatively muted colors and like a relatively cheap pantsuit, like, professional enough, but like not like tailor-made or anything. Blonde hair tied back, glasses, very, very serious face. Someone who studied really hard in school. Bookman is about middling height, like 5'6", 5'7". They are wearing just like a t-shirt and jeans. They did not seem to care about professional dress, but they were really good at taking notes in shorthand, so they got to keep their job as an unpaid intern. I also think both of them are wearing wristbands that you would recognize as like from having been attending different events at CalazCon. So each of them have like 4 or 5 different like plastic wristbands that they haven't taken off.
Gavin, what does the corporal look like?
Big and ugly. He's got a shaved head, probably tattoos all over, stinks of tobacco, probably in his free time likes to smoke a cigar. Probably on the wide side.
Yeah, so you asked what they wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ariel says, if the three of you just take a seat in this hallway...
And as she starts talking, the corporal and I do a maneuver where he grabs the gun that's pressed against him, which should never do when you're holding a gun to somebody, and breaks it out of their hands, and Fishy goes for the other gun.
So this will be risky. I'm guessing struggle?
Yeah.
So this will be risky standard, thanks to your help from the corporal.
I don't know if I want to make it desperate great. No, I'm just going to take risky standard. I'm a coward. It's a 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Good soldier.
The two of you disarm these two, and that's a full success. You have the guns in hand now.
Okay.
So you are in a controlled position, once again, as you turn the tables on these two infiltrators. Let's go over to Dr. Kane and Red. How are the two of you getting to your office?
I think that there's a back stairwell, like a fire escape that leads like on the outside of the building to get up to like the floor that Dr. Kane's office is on. So I'm imagining like, I don't know if this works for you, Austin, but it's like kind of a loud, like a rickety steel fire escape stairway that leads into a door on the top floor.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I imagine it's Dr. Kane still leading the way. And if we're trying to get there, I wonder if that's another prowl roll.
Yeah, that sounds right. That fire escape could bring a lot of noise down on you.
Sure could.
So yeah, that's another group prowl.
I'll lead again.
Okay. What's our position effect on this?
You're controlled right now, like you're not under a gun. And standard effect. Dr. Kane knows where her office is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll my 0D for this. I feel like the 1 stress from a failure is worth it over the 2 stress to maybe not get a failure. Are you going to roll your normal 2?
Austin, do you have a collateral die for me? Do you have something that's not the data?
Something that's not the data. Moving this much around, one of Red's wounds gets worse, and you'll take the level 3 harm, which, of course, you have tough as nails, so it'll only be level 2 effect.
That's a mighty tempting.
Yeah.
But that's a, I think that'd put me at too much of a disadvantage to be of help. I think I have to say no.
Okay.
I'll roll my 2 die, take the lower.
I'll just roll my 2.
2.
I got a 4, so we at least succeed.
Okay, so Dr. Kane, you take 1 stress. Since you're taking the back stairwell and not just like going right to your office, this takes longer than you would like. So I'm taking the obtain data clock again.
That makes sense.
I don't think that's worth resisting right now.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. What does it look like when we get to my office then?
You get to your office, and it is just your office. You open the door, and what does your office look like?
I'm struggling to remember if I described it in the past.
Could have changed.
Yeah, sure. I'm imagining it right now as like a single desk that's facing the door, such that you'd have to walk around the desk to actually be able to see what's on the screen. Big windows behind that, and I think some shelves with like a bunch of blinking lights, some gadgets on the table or on the desk. Assuming this hasn't been moved, is Dr. Kane's briefcase. This is what she was holding the Alacritus elevators in last time, which it's probably still a little bit beat up because of the live demo. Yeah, like lots of blinking lights. I think in my mind, I had this also as like there was like a really big hollow projector set up in here as well. So like there was these big shades that could come down from the windows and darken the room entirely to make that more effective. So yeah, there's probably not actually a proper screen in that way, but the interface is just that kind of hollow projector, but bigger.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
What is Dr. Kane's method of refueling?
Yeah.
And is there a refueling station in the office, or is that a little too personal for her?
There is. What I wrote this down is she needs to flush her local data store. So like compressing near-term memories and uploading them to her remote data bank. What that is it's essentially her having to connect to a computer for an extended period of time with a stable internet connection to just like have some computationally intensive process run to just make sure there is a backup saved, make sure there isn't anything overloading her current like internal systems. So I think there is something for that. And I think the actual interface for it is probably not very intricate or anything. It's like a series of wires with like a cord that connects somewhere on her body. I don't think it's the standard like back of the head port that you see in sci-fi a lot. It's a connection port that opens up in her like exposed robotic arm. So it almost blends in.
As far as the two of you can tell, there's no one in here. It's just the two of you and your ominous briefcase.
It clicks open the briefcase. There should be a few more Alacritus elevators in there somewhere, and a small plastic baggie of what looks like teeth. I wonder what that is. Just to making sure like that's still there, and then I think she's going to try and lock down her system.
Yep, so I will let you declare one load to have 3 uses of the Alacritus elevators.
I will do that.
And then declare one load to have 3 uses of the other item.
Okay. Yeah, that's fun. We'll do that. I'll mark that on my sheet in a second. That sounds fun, though.
So, Dr. Kane and Red, where do you go from here? What do you do from here?
Is there a way we can lock down my system to make sure they can't get any form of state data?
Can you figure out where the rest of them are?
That's the play, actually. That's the play. Yeah, using this more powerful computer as like a central hub, we can, again, connect to the internal surveillance network of the university building and just get a broader sense of what's going on.
What do you want to roll to try and find out where they are hacking from?
Can I study that?
Yeah. So this will be controlled standard.
Do you have a collateral die for me?
Are you interested in time passing and obtaining data getting another tick?
I think not right now.
Okay, then I have an alternative.
Oh, sure.
They noticed your prior counter hacking, and
Great.
so there has been some black ice put into the system. So you will take... let's swing for the fences. Level 2 harm, shocked.
I think that's narratively interesting. I like that, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have some help, Red?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know exactly how much stress you have to spare.
I've got more now. If I help you with this, I won't be able to help you with anything else.
Okay. If I try and help you, I will stress out as well.
Yeah.
So we're up against the ropes, but I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'll help out. What Red does is he fishes out a link to his bug network and hands it over and says, a few more eyes couldn't hurt.
Great. It's like they make eye contact as you hold that over, and she just shakes her head. I knew it was you the whole time. And I'm gonna roll that. That's my 1d plus 1d from Red, and this was controlled standard up to controlled great, so 2d controlled great.
Well, I have 3 beliefs with you, so you get, if you're already controlled.
Yeah.
You're going to get 1 die from the collateral and 1 die from the aid. And you'll be at controlled great if you take the collateral and the assist. So it'll be 3 dice controlled great.
I feel like this makes sense here.
Here's a suggestion, Austin. Since what I'm basically doing is I'm burning 3 stress, but only for 2 effect. Could I, instead of spending the stress to help here, mark my 2 remaining load in order to hand over this piece of equipment to the doctor as to represent the help that I'm giving?
No, if you want to assist without spending stress, you have to do a setup action and explain how it helps.
That's fair.
Or you have to have an ability that does likewise.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So are you spending the stress, or are you gonna...
If we think 2D is enough, we can roll it at 2D controlled great.
Yeah, let's roll it.
With or without the assist?
I will make the assist.
Okay, then that's 3D controlled great. Then I'll roll that right now. 5.
Take it.
5. I'm going to tick the obtained data clock one more time.
That makes sense.
So it's now at 5 out of 6.
I will not resist that.
Me neither.
Don't forget to mark that you've taken level 1 harm, or level 2 harm shocked.
I have.
From the collateral. Yeah, and you find out that there is actually only a single hacker.
One.
There is one.
Oh, wow.
It looks like the Chameleon Rangers had a very small group to do this mission.
Oh.
And a lot of them went into the main hall to buy time for the rest of the team. The other members in the team, 2 of them were sleeper agents in Gishlak Nil's entourage.
That's great. That's really good.
Bookman and Ariel are Chameleon Rangers. They are not with CalazCon.
Yeah.
And the last one, you pinpoint, is in Zendre's office.
Great. Very cool. Very cool. I think we get like this holo display of like the map of the building, and then it's like a search algorithm going across like the sort of the floor plans, and then we get like the flashing red light in Zendre's office.
And what does it look like as you get hit with the ice?
When she's like trying to parse through all this data, she's interfacing with the computer like a human, which is to say using fingers and like hands to type on a keyboard or move a mouse or interact with the holo display. And through all of that, like it's not like shocked in a like an electric sense where you touch an outlet and it shocks you back. This is like a bit of like corrupted data. It goes like through her connection to like this broader computer network and hits her in like her own body. So I don't know if it looks like everything, except we get like a close-up shot of like she goes still for a moment, like eyes gets wide, and then she's like shaking for a moment, trying to shake this off as this virus takes hold.
Doctor, you all right?
They have countermeasures, but they're in Zendre's office. If we hurry now, we might be able to intercept them.
Lead the way.
Speaking of, Zendre, what do? You've realized that you are not alone in this room because your terminal is on.
I had a little bit of time to think about it. Zendre is going to act like nothing is wrong, like act like there's no one in the office with them, because this guy is presumably wearing camo, like optic camo. So he acts like, yeah, I don't notice this guy. So he's got to like look at his computer and be like, I must have left it on, rubbing the back of his head like, oh, I'm such a goofball. As he's doing this, he's kind of like glancing around his office. I would like to try and finesse my way over into basically holding this guy at gunpoint, taking him by surprise.
Well, you're going to have to find this person first. So what do you want to roll to try and find them?
That sounds like a study or a hunt. Probably going to be a study.
Yep. Or it could be a survey. So what do you want to roll?
Probably going to be, I mean, it doesn't matter. Study and survey bar the 0. I think we'll roll survey.
This is going to be risky.
It is going to be risky.
And it'll be limited because active camo.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to push myself on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to push myself for 1 dice. 5.
5. Okay. How do you spot them? What is the thing that gives their position away?
Here's the thing, is that Zendre's got a few knickknacks set up around the office, and they seem innocuous, like a CalazCon clock on a shelf, and he's kind of glancing at the reflections and like seeing how they catch the light, triangulating this person's position based on how the light gets reflected through like mirrors and stuff.
Like seeing a glossy spot in the midst of a bunch of matte finish.
Yep.
Cool. So now you know where they are. They're just sort of like standing in the corner, like across your desk from you. And what is the consequence here? The risky consequence. You spot them, and your eyes linger on them a second too long, and they realize they've been made. And so they just open fire on you. So you're going to take the level 2 harm shot up as they open up with their submachine gun.
I'd like to resist that.
Yeah, how do you resist it?
I think it's going to be a prowess.
I meant more like armor or rolling. So yes, it will be prowess as you like dive behind your desk or whatever, right?
Actually, I'm going to move in and close in on them before they can get a shot on me.
Oh yeah, okay, you're just going to rush them.
Pin them into the corner.
All right, make that prowess roll. How many dice is this?
2. That's not a 6, so I think that's 2. I think I'm stressing out.
Yeah, that's 2. You rolled a 4, so that'll be 2 stress on you. And you say that's enough to get you a scar?
Yes.
Okay.
But,
Mm-hmm.
to give this fiction, I'd like to mark my cane sword.
On that note, reminder, in Beam Saber, you can take dire actions, which is when you push past where you are at with your stress. You ignore any harm or damage you have when you do this. Obviously, you can't spend stress for any follow-up rolls. And if you take a dire action, if you roll less than a 6, your ability to take actions ends, and you immediately take a level 3 harm on top of any other consequences you may suffer. Do you want to start taking dire actions?
I would like to make at least 1 dire action here.
Okay, I'm guessing you're stabbing this person?
Not stabbing. I'm going to try to get them to stand down.
By putting the sword to their throat sort of deal?
Basically, yeah. As the guy points his gun, Bart's about to open fire. Zendre dashes in, goes low, swings his pen up, and as he does, it uncoils into like this sort of rapier.
Jesus.
Smacks the submachine gun out of the way, and then like turns the blade around, like stops at his neck, and in a very chilling voice says, "I don't think this is going to work out the way that you think it's going to work."
All right, make that command roll, I'm guessing. So this is going to be risky standard.
Okay. 0 dice.
2 6s, let's go.
I'm amazed you chose a 0 die roll for your dire action.
Well, I don't think I was going to be able to sway or consort this guy.
Rest in peace, Zendre. You could just kill him.
See, yeah, that's a 3 you got on that risky action. The Chameleon Ranger, you're looking them where you think their eyes are, as you've got the sword to where you think their neck is. And they activate something, presumably with like an eye movements, that's part of their headgear. And you get a high lumen tack light shined right in your face as they slip to the side, bring their submachine gun up, and empty the clip into you.
Oh.
So that's what you're going to take the level 3 harm for your dire action, bleeding out, and the level 2 harm, punctured organs. And Zendre is out of the mission.
And a scar.
And yeah, figure out what your scar is going to be for later.
I already know, vicious.
Okay.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Fishy and Gishlak, what are you two up to?
Let's see. So Fishy and your guy have the 2 guns holding the...
Corporal Balaleka, yes.
Yeah, the corporal.
Fishy also has a gun, but is not giving it to Gishlak.
No. So I guess, seeing that you have the situation in control, I should get this door open.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear, these 2 are not neutralized. It's just you are in a controlled position instead of a risky one.
Yeah.
If only we've
got them at gunpoint. I'm sure it'll be fine if I turn my back to them. I'm sure. So I'm going to mark burglary gear as I pull out a little electronic, like, lock override.
Your single-sided jiggler?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
And here I was feeling guilty for buying this.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm going to try to get this door open.
Okay, what do you want to roll for that?
Interface?
Yeah, sure, I'll say the IT has an electronic lock and I'll let you do that.
This is like a nice university building. With interface, I've got 1 die. We're in a controlled situation, right?
Yep.
And what effect am I getting here?
Standard effect.
So yeah, controlled standard, 1 die. I cannot push myself at this point, so it's just going to be that 1.
Fishy, do you want to assist?
I don't know how I would assist.
Yeah, I would maybe save the stress for when we're in a non-controlled situation.
I think Louie and Fishy are arguing about, like, we only need 1 alive. And Fishy's like, I vowed I'd never shoot a gun in another human's direction again. Don't make me.
Hey, don't kill either of them. I have unfinished business there. As I'm trying to get this little, like... That's a 2.
Neither of them is saying anything, and they're both just glaring at you two.
I think they're on their knees with their hands behind their head, at the very least.
Yeah.
Alright, Gishlak rolled a 2 to open this door.
So, what we get the scene is Gishlak this is the first time they've used this device, correct? You said you were guilty about having... So it's taking you a while to figure out, how the heck do I actually work this fob spoofer or whatever it is? And then you get it. You unlock it, door opens, and we cut back to Zendre's office. Zendre lying on his side, bleeding all over the floor, watching as this blurred figure steps behind his desk and pulls out a device that was plugged into the terminal just out of sight as the obtained data clock completes.
I want to resist that.
This will be an insight resist as you
I've got...
realize what the thing is.
Yeah. Alright, I've got 2 dice in insight, and there's a good chance I stress out here from trying to open a door.
You recall reading the instructions.
There's 1 dice. That ain't gonna do it. I rolled a 3, so I'm taking 3 stress, which maxes me out. I guess I could go into...
Start taking dire
actions.
But you do get that door open quick enough that you can follow up.
Trying to figure out what I would get if I hit a... I'm sure you have something. I guess, is that... What does Gishlak do here? They're reaching a breaking point.
What do we see inside? Is the IT guy there, or...
Yeah, the IT person is like I said, you could hear them rummaging around in the back, muttering to themselves, swearing as they're trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with the internal communications, which is why they aren't at the help desk. So yeah, it's just multiple server racks back here, lots of wiring that is neatly bundled, but open to the air. There's a terminal, right, for the IT person to access. That is what is in this room.
What if you convince the IT person to shut it all down?
Yeah, I could... The thing is, doing that as a dire action... I could get up to 2 dice there.
I could help with that by shouting through the door, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to take a dire action. Because why not? Well, there's lots of reasons to not, but I'm not listening to them today. I have the power of anime and democracy on my side, and I've got to save all of our good folks down there fighting the good fight. So yeah, I'm just going to shout it down, shut it all down!
We're under attack!
You're rolling sway for this, I'm guessing?
Sway or command, there is the same roll for me.
Command would be the more appropriate one, then.
Yeah,
command. I thought you were better at sway.
I'm going to spend my spark to push myself, because I have Heart of Gold, Fists of Steel. You may spend your spark to assist a teammate or push yourself when inciting fervor. I'm trying to incite fervor in this person. And also when I push myself, I have Speak Softly so I can have civilians come to my aid.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I'm spending my spark to push myself, so that puts me at 2 dice on this. I guess what is position and effect here?
Controlled limited.
Alright, I want to bring that to risky standard at least.
Okay.
I'm helping, and I have 3 ticks with Gishlak.
Okay, so that's controlled great, and you get an extra die on top of the one for pushing yourself.
Awesome. Controlled great. 3 dice. Command. That is a 5.
We'll take a 5.
That's a 5. Okay.
I love a 5.
The IT person hears Fishy yelling, sees the wild look in your eye, Gishlak, as you start telling him to shut it all down. And they say, okay, I need some help. Go over there and unplug those red cables. And they go over to another server bank and they say, on my mark. But they didn't tell you about the mark thing beforehand.
So I'm already pulling.
Yeah, you're already pulling. And Gishlak goes flying across the room as they get electrocuted. So you're going to take the level 3 harm cooked.
Great.
Yes.
And you're also going to take the level 2 harm exposed because of the fact that this was done improperly out of order. So a bunch of data gets released. Publicly when the system is brought back up. And that includes Gishlak's
my sock puppets.
Yeah, like your secrets.
Absolutely.
actually, no. Instead of level 2 harm exposed, it's going to be 2 trust lost with the blue sky for the, DFS. But yeah, you get the level 3 harm cooked.
I'm going to have to think about which
and a
scar I end up with.
And a scar. Yep. Fishy, you hear the shouting, and then you hear the loud bang of electricity and the thump of Gishlak hitting the opposite server bank.
The smell of burnt hair.
There's just this look of defeat that comes over the face of the 2 people you've got at gunpoint as they realize what has happened.
Are you okay?
There's no response.
Well, I imagine the IT guy would be like,
Dr. Kane and Red, you 2 arrive at Zendre's office.
Uh-huh.
When you get there, you can already see there's blood starting to pour through the doorway.
Oh, shit.
And you can see one of those blurry figures hunched over the terminal. And then they let out a yell of frustration. And Zendre's terminal starts flying apart as they smash it in anger. What do the 2 of you do?
I fucking told you.
Brendan, do you have anything? Otherwise, I can show off some cool new farm upstate tech.
Let's see what you got up your sleeves, Doc.
This is as they approach the door, she reaches into that a bag of teeth ? And pops one in her mouth. We get the crunch as the actual enamel part cracks and the door opens, and she ends up launching the tooth as this glob of acid at this chameleon ranger.
Yep.
These have just been named memento molars.
Remember, thou art teeth.
Yep. The description I got from Myth is that it's a little tooth that you bite into and spit at someone organic, and they ... melt. But luckily, Dr. Kane isn't organic.
Wow.
What are you rolling for this?
I think it's a struggle.
Yeah.
This feels very struggle to me, which I am going to push myself, presumably, to get around my -1d harm.
Yep.
What's my position effect here?
I think it's controlled. This person is distracted with their frustration
Totally.
enough that they haven't noticed you arriving.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, this will be controlled standard.
Okay. So that's control standard 1D. You don't happen to have a collateral die for me?
So you get some on them regardless of what happens, and the effects are so horrifying that their screams go across their team's broadcast software, and so the team...
Oh my god.
As they exfiltrate, they have this recording of what happened because of the headgear recording what happened, and that gets published, and so TFU will lose 3 trust with the DFS.
Jeez. Lest you ever forget that the protagonists of Beam Saber are not war criminals.
That's pretty good, though.
I'm torn here.
Take it.
All right, great. We're doing it.
Putting my thumb on the scale.
We play games to roll badly. So that's going to be 2 dice, controlled great, you said?
Yep, and don't forget to let your squad know
Or controlled standard.
how much trust they've just lost.
I will.
Same goes for anyone else who's lost their squad trust.
Oh no!
Oh no!
How much total did I lose, Blue Sky?
That was -3 trust.
Okay.
But that was a 3 to 1 from me on my 2 dice.
Yep, that's controlled, which means that when you fail a controlled roll, you can try the same roll again at a risky position, or you can try a different action instead and remain at controlled. But of course you lose the benefits you got from pushing assists, collateral dice, etc. So what do you want to do? You see that trying to spit this acid at this person from the doorway ain't gonna work. If you want to do it, you're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah. Huh.
As you swish around the worst mouthwash in the universe.
It's truly the worst. I guess I should just try again.
Maybe I could do a setup action for you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing, Red? Also, just as a reminder, setup actions don't get you dice. They can get you position and effect, but not dice.
I have a suspicion that no matter how this goes, it's going to be hard. It's a hard roll anyway, just because of the number of dice we have and the amount of stress we don't have, which is kind of why I'm inclined to just roll it. Maybe we'll get lucky, but
you rolled struggle to make that happen?
I rolled struggle to make that happen. Which going forward, I'm going to be rolling at 0D, just straight up.
Red holds out a hand and says, "Give me one of those teeth, Doc."
shakes out the baggie, 2 teeth fall into your hand.
I pop them both in and I spit them at this guy.
All right, Dr. Kane and Red, team hawk and loogies at this person.
Teeth.
Wait, is this a group struggle? Are the two of you just bombarding this poor bastard?
Teeth.
This is really the worst thing I've done in a game of Beam Saber.
Has there ever been a normal game of Beam Saber?
No, there has not. Yeah, this might be a group struggle.
Yeah.
Okay, this'll be...
Are you leading? Oh, maybe I'm leading.
I think you should lead because if I take one stress, I stress out.
Let me show you how it's done, Doc.
So this is going to be risky since the doc already tried this at control once. So risky standard.
It's like Red. Trust me, I'm a lot better shot with a gun. Yeah, I'm gonna roll my 2D. Take the lower.
Is there any benefit to having a great effect rather than a standard effect here? Do we just need a standard effect?
Yeah, there's no benefit to great effect.
Okay. Then I'll just roll it as is.
We're both rolling 2D, take the lower, right?
No, I have 2 in struggle.
Oh, you have 2 in a struggle?
Wait. Nope, look at that. I did the thing again. I was looking at the wrong friggin' character sheet. No, I also have none in struggle. This is a terrible idea. All right, here we go.
Do you want to push yourself? Or collateral die?
What's a collateral die here?
What's your harm looking like right now?
I have 2 level 2s, both perforated.
Okay, level 2 harm, which of course will get bumped to level 3, chemical burns. You're not familiar with using this new device, and you hold it in your mouth a bit too long.
So I'll accept that if the effects take place after the spit, because otherwise that would give me minus 1d. It would cancel itself out anyway.
I think that's normally how collateral dice work.
Yeah, collateral dice take effect after the result.
Okay, good deal. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I will take it.
Dr. Kane, do you want a collateral die?
Do you have one for me?
Because the DFS sees what Farm Upstate is getting up to without, having filed any ethics committee type paperwork, they are going to take minus 1d supply to their supply roll for their next mission.
Christ.
As their funding gets cut.
I think I'm okay with that.
Okay, let them know.
I will. I'm going to tell them that the DFS really did not like my live demo.
I'll tell you what, I think Jovangellian's going to like it a lot worse.
Alright, so both of you roll your single dice. Struggle rolls.
Okay.
Anything else here?
Risky.
We just need one success between the two of us.
I'm going to trade position for effect because I have Daredevil.
Oh my god!
When you roll a desperate action, you get plus 1d to your roll if you also take minus d to any resistance rolls.
Okay. Desperate great for Red, risky standard
Desperate
for
great,
the doc.
2d6.
Love Daredevil. That's a 4. That's a 4.
Oh my god,
2
I also got a
4s.
4.
Yeah, okay, so here's what happens. How much harm are you at, Red?
Did one of those 2s graduate into a 3, or is the 3 in addition?
3's an addition.
Yeah, 3 comes at... 3. The 3 is because the 2 from the collateral die becomes a 3, right?
Yep.
Because you're already full up on 2s.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, time to play hardball. This is a desperate...
Now is time to play hardball?
Yeah, desperate consequence.
Yep.
This person sees the two of you at the last moment as the spit is already in the air headed towards them. But they're professional, they're quick, they don't know what's happening, but they know how to react when they see a group of people clustered in a doorway. They pull a frag grenade and they throw it. Dr. Kane, you're going to take the level 2 harm shrapnelled.
Uh-huh.
Red, you, because of your already existing injuries, you're not able to get out of the way as well as Dr. Kane is. And so you are going to take the level 3 harm pulped.
Oof.
But you already have a level 3 harm, correct?
I do.
So that becomes level 4 harm obliterated.
Red, I have a question.
I'm all ears.
What would you think if I saved your life right now?
I would be forever in your debt, Doctor.
Yeah, I would love to protect this.
Okay, so Dr. Kane, you're going to take the level 3 harm pulped and the level 2 harm shrapnelled. How does this look like as you protect Red?
I see the frag grenade coming. I don't like wrap my arms around Red and try and like bring him out of the way. No, this is me just like bowling into him just to like get him out of the way as fast as possible. So I'm in the line of fire when the grenade hits and explodes. And I'm going to declare my inherent armor to reduce that level 3 down to something.
Level 1, scuffed.
That's a level 1 scuffed and a level 2, what was that again?
Shrapnel. Yeah. What does Dr. Kane look like under the lifelike appearance as this damage has exposed her frame?
Yeah, totally. This is like, we've always known what that looks like, right? She's always had that exposed robotic arm. It's not that like that arm was a prosthetic or a replacement for something that broke. That's always what it's been, but just for some reason, after some battle damage, or it's not quite clear, the lifelike appearance just doesn't take to that arm anymore. So we get that same sort of like polished, almost black metal. Everything is like very smooth edges. There's like very few defined details, like actually on the frame itself. A lot of that comes from the quote lifelike appearance. So a little bit shiny.
Yeah. Question also additionally, does the lifelike appearance include like a faux cardiovascular system? Just wondering whether or not there is blood in addition or something similar.
I've imagined that part of that lifelike appearance is at least the ability to like consume food and drink around people as well. So I like the idea that there is some kind of response to that. It doesn't look good, but she's like it looks like somebody had been like cut up, but it doesn't look like somebody had been hit by a grenade.
Yeah. The two of you lob this memento molar at this poor bastard, and it lands on them, and they begin screaming. And as I said, these screams and horror get recorded by the Chameleon Rangers as they exfiltrate, realizing that the mission has failed. The farm upstate loses the 3 trust. As this person, there is not much left of them. There's a toxic puddle of neutralized bio-waste staining the floor of Zendre's office. There's probably some larger pieces that didn't, get as covered or partially protected by their armor. Who knows how it interacts with the harder parts of the human body, like bone and teeth.
Turns him into teeth.
Yeah. Oh no, this is the worst.
Just turns the whole... Yeah, he's just a big pile of teeth now.
So there is a horrendous mess on Zendre's floor, both behind the desk and in front of it, where Zendre is, who you can now see laying in a pool of his own blood just inside the doorway. And that's the mission. Well done, everyone. You stopped the Chameleon Rangers from obtaining the data on the DFS squads. You've even captured 2 of them, who were sleeper agents installed by the Chameleon Rangers.
That, one of them does get shot so that Fishy can go and see, because they don't know that there's nobody in the IT room.
Mm-hmm.
So Ariel lives. The other one dies.
Is executed.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the corporal
by
who
Fishy
does...
Or by your...
Yeah, that's a really
corporal?
important question.
They hear an explosion. Fishy calls like, "Are you okay?" Here's nothing. Louis like, "We only need one." Fishy's like, "Don't do it." Bang. "We're going to talk about this later."
Mm-hmm.
Runs in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a look of shock on both their faces, and then there's only a look of shock on Ariel's. And then her gaze steals itself, and there's just a look of barely contained loathing and hate and fury. What are some shots we get of the various representatives as this mess starts to get cleaned up?
I'm torn about whether Zendre makes it through this or not.
Well, you didn't take level 4 harm, so you're alive.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about dramatically. Might mess up too many things though. He gets carried out on a stretcher, put into the back of an ambulance, carted off.
Gishlak, are you in the in the next ambulance?
Yeah. And I think for Gishlak, what we see is a series of different news chyrons, starting with attack on Hestial Legislature, and then follow up with Gishlak Nil seriously injured in attack, comma, others too, or something like that. That's not how all the news stations report it, but, the ones that have had them on as a talking head before. And then the next one is like, Gishlak nil, secret exit and traitor. Tumblr is just going wild. This was like a conspiracy theory for years within like deep parts of the intersection of DFS policy wonks and Calazar superfans. Like, oh, wouldn't it be funny? And then it's true. This is like finding out that like Pete Buttigieg wrote My Immortal,
Oh my God.
Like, the comparison isn't perfect.
I'm so angry.
The worst part is like Gishlak would kind of have loved this drama, but they're unconscious for like a good portion of this playing out.
They can't even be online for it.
They can't even be working their sock puppets trying to defend themselves.
Fishy, what do we see of you at the end of this?
Another sleepless night. You don't get the audio, maybe there's music swelling or something, while Fishy is yelling at Corporal Balalaika. Corporal's just standing at attention, staring ahead. They're both supervising the proper capture of Ariel, and then just back in his office, trying to sort through the ruffled through papers. Got more work to do.
Red, what do we see of you?
There's a really specific moment where there's like an ambulance equivalent outside and people are attending to Red. Red is still like sitting up, not like is adamantly refusing to lie down on the stretcher despite what the medics are trying to say, is holding his jaw together in a way and sees Fishy shambling out of the building, pushes the medics aside, gets up, runs over. The damage is still like full of bullets, but is like looking Fishy over to see if Fishy's okay. Once he's satisfied with it, like pats him on the shoulder, I guess.
Yeah, as you reach out to pat Fishy on the shoulder, you can feel one of those slugs grate against your ribs.
Sort of pulls it back into a salute and shambles back to the ambulance.
Fishy's just staring daggers at him. You confound me.
Dr. Kane, what do we see of you in the end of this?
Exhausted, going back to probably like the hangar that we described before, to start trying to fix herself back up and become presentable again. It's like a long process with lots of like heavy machinery, a process that I feel like is framed as like frustrating. She has work to do, plans to make again, but has to like keep up the ruse.
And the last scene we get of this is some security personnel coming into Zendre's office, immediately followed by the paramedics who take Zendre out. And we see the security personnel securing Fabrizio Katana, paramedics checking up on them, checking their eyes, making sure they're okay. They get to their feet and they survey what's happened, seeing the worst parts of the war brought immediately to the legislature.
Yeah.
And they just look down. Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by me, Austin Ramsey. You can find my work at austin-ramsey.itch.io. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at CVBlight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.